So I decided we're going to react to a video about a guy who hates reaction videos. Or something like that, correct?
Yeah. It's very reactionary of you.
Yeah, it really is. What a jerk.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me
I have debunked the fact that I'm a jerk. You're a liar.
Keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck
a liar. I debunked it.
Yeah,
I'm from that life of a hard this is most badass drama podcast with all the old man and gentlemen out there. We're stopping the point man today. And most days, behind the glass, Mr. Matt Pitt. How are you, sir?
Hello, how's it going?
This is really lazy content, but good. Proves the point. I've debunked everyone by calling me a loser. I've debunked ad hominems. I'm a genius.
There's so many good parts in this video, by the way.
Really is.
Yeah.
I like the part where I love the fact, and he shows how out of touch he is. I love the fact that he said, well, Willie would be doing a video on me, and I'm sure it could be a fair shake, and even before it comes out, Willie's no good too. I'm actually starting. I do feel like even though he's a huge YouTuber, I do feel like he's punching down a bit because this guy's seriously mentally ill, and it's not. There's something wrong with him. It just shows you how many weirdos are attracted to this stupid business.
Right.
He's seriously messed up. I mean, he couldn't. No rational person would go about it this way. And he's so transparent too, because I think really whether he intended it or not, showed that this has nothing to do with protecting IPs or morality or anything of that nature. It's about him. It's always been about him. He's a megalomaniac that if he was ever in charge of a country would be a murderous dictator. How do you like that for hyperbole, comparing reactors to rape? I mean, why wouldn't he? He wants to silence everybody that speaks ill of him and hide it under the guise of a legality or something moral. That's what every fucking dictator does. What do you think of that?
My favorite part about him is when he's like, this person hasn't shown any evidence to back up their claims, but I wrote 14 pages of not showing any evidence to back up my claims. Just
I like his debunking technique is know you.
Yeah.
It's
a long-winded know you.
It's a long 14 pages of know you.
14 pages worth of know you.
That's what I should have named this stream. I think I still might. Hold on. This must be. I'm gonna add that. 14 pages of know you. I like that. And God, he's so arrogant. He thinks I've talked about this. My favorite person in the world. How come this isn't on there? Because I'm in the wrong button. That's why. I talked about this group of people that I especially hate, and he is probably the stereotypical example. Thank you, Critical Shotgun. I'm healed for the kneeling party watch. Is this considered group watching or anything? That's against his
pack watching,
group watching, whatever. Yeah. 14 pages of know you, because the thing is, he makes the argument about the React content, but he uses examples of people making fun of him as an argument. No, that's mockery, and that's protected. It's got to be protected. Mocking you, and then he flops like a soccer player, an NBA player trying to draw a foul. I'm in danger. When it really gets so. Usually, I get a little. I was a little nervous around the time when Jack Phillips went on his crusade, which he also ended up flopping towards the end. with pretending that he was in danger from. It's one thing to say you're in danger because your address is out there. It's another thing to say in danger that a 105-pound woman could do something to you. I mean, Jesus Christ. Everybody flops. I guess that's why soccer's getting popular in the States. Everybody flops.
Oh no! Ow! They hurt me.
I'm in danger. You must give the guy a red card. He could have ended my career.
It's the worst part of soccer.
It is. It's actually cut down a lot in recent years because they have video replay now, and a lot of that that is the worst part of soccer. And it's the worst. I don't want to get into it, but it's the one you would think that it would be a priority to attack it or get rid of it. They do not want to make the effort because there's a simple solution to it. In weak suspensions when they're reviewed after you dive. That's the end of diving. Nobody wants to do that. But yeah, I mean, you know, he pulls all the sort of old SJW 10 years ago tricks. He makes no you arguments, pretends he debunks things arrogantly when he doesn't. And he looks ape-like. I don't know. It's something very. It's not just the like. I mean, another thing is ask yourself this: have you ever seen anybody who smells before?
Yes.
He looks like somebody who smells. I just can picture this odor coming out from those fucking hairy ass armpits of his under that wife beater. Ugh, because people with wife beaters tend to stink. There you go. So
he looks like an orangutan in like business. You know how like they dress up orangutans to look like people, and they put them in like skits or something. That's
You're gonna we should stop calling him an ape because then he's gonna really start wishing he was black so he could pull that card.
What's the Australian? What are they called? The black people in Australia?
I don't know. No idea. What do they call them?
I can't remember.
Dark Vipers.
Yeah. I don't know. Mitch says he's part whatever it is.
They're natives. Oh,
yeah, the natives, but there's a name for them.
Oh, I don't know.
Aboriginals. Yeah,
Aboriginals.
I was gonna say
that's
he's gonna start saying he's like
if you're
2% Aboriginal or something.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
No, I'm saying.
Oh, he'll pull that card.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Why not? You look white to me, white and hairy. Look at a homeless person I gave fucking €1 to in goddamn Italy. That's what you look like. All right, so I'm going to try to have a halfway through. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just trying to go to the funny stuff. Pretty much when he confronts Willie. And that's the funniest part, too, because he was excited initially, which I thought was false. I thought that Willie was making a video, and I guess he kind of turned on him.
Yeah.
I guess Willie asked too many questions, and he debunked Willie, too.
Yeah, by the way, someone in the chat says, quoting, I have no friends. I have no girlfriend. I barely see my family. Like he said multiple times, I like to come on the internet because I don't have a lot of friends in real life, and this makes me feel better. So when I play Among Us with my friends,
and it's interesting that thinking him like he's somehow improving it, like his life's only good unless he feels good. Like whoever fucking said that. That's interesting. He sounds like Boogie. Like I don't want to mow my lawn because I might like chip a fingernail or something.
Right.
But even though that would help to keep the weight off in some aspects, fighting to be a loser. And here's another thing too, like, I'm supposed to feel bad for him because he can't make friends, Matt, but there's no way to talk about Mikey Mitch. He's very misunderstood, yet an integral part of my podcast. Also, you tapped out last night.
He's a very integral part of the podcast.
Mm-hmm. I tapped out. I was fucking exhausted.
No, I'm talking about Mitch. He's talking about Mitch.
Yeah, well, you said...
we gaslit him into changing his name.
Why?
He's rebranding. He wanted to name himself Mitcho.
No.
And I was like, no, go with Mickey Mitch. It's a funnier name. And he was like, I want like a stand-up comedy name. I was like, Mickey Mitch is a stand-up comedy name.
Yeah,
fucking retard.
Mickey Mitch? Yeah, absolutely it is. What is he doing? What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
Dipshit. What's the matter with him? What's the matter with you? You dipshit. All right. Here he goes. This is when he's confronted. Dark Viper, an absolutely pathetic specimen that he is, has tried to copyright strike my coverage.
when Viper struck Chud Logic for reacting to his video. Now this is a big deal in the commentary space because a heavily critical reaction video getting struck down because the original content creator didn't like it is a threat to the nature of the commentary community, where the entire point,
which is the real point,
is to criticize and engage in online discussion. At this time, I had yet to see Chud's video, but when Tom tweeted, "Hello, Dark Viper," people are saying you filed a DMCA takedown on a fair use commentary video by Chud Logic, hoping to get some kind of comment or clarification. I said I agree, especially coming from the fair use guy. At this point, it wasn't even clear if Viper filed the DMCA. It wasn't filled out correctly and was full of spelling errors.
This is either someone trying really hard to sound like Dark Viper, or it's just him because it is worded in a way that...
Nah, Teddy, $19. I'm tired of holding GTA speedrun stealing chops and fucking around. I like the fact that Tom says this must be a troll because he's so illiterate.
Only he would say things. I'm gonna try not to like make fun of this too much here, but it opens with saying,
why not?
I have made particular study of fair use law.
But if he did, stating why is a reasonable ask. He was acting so shifty on stream about it.
Dark Viper.
He also would, if he studied it all,
Okay, buddy.
come up with a better sentence. Jesus. Dyke Fem is simply special ed. Yeah, Mama dropped him on his head. Now he thinks he's a piece of bread. That's a special ed song.
You the one who filed a DMCA on Chud Logic's reaction to you? Just wanted to clarify if that was you and not an impersonator.
Nicholas, I know you're a historic star.
Actually, he's a historic ass kicker. Not a historic shit stir. Shit stir would be somebody like, who's a historic shit stir? I Bully Bullies would be a historic shit stirrer. JFA is a historic shit stirrer, at least on this channel. A comment cop, because he really, well, he does make some content, but he's more of a shit stirrer. Nick Doria is a buster of shitheads.
I don't care.
He screenshotted my tweet and said, "I gotta say, the staggering irony of you going after Hassan right now for being uninformed and yet speaking confidently, then coming out with this take that suggests the absolute polar opposite of my viewpoint that I've repeated ad nauseum for the past 4 years."
Yeah, but it didn't make sense once. 4 years ago and now.
Years is breathtaking, my dude. He then messaged me 2 videos time-stamped with him saying he doesn't think React content falls under fair use, but even if it did, he doesn't care.
While I did take one paragraph,
You know, and that's really the end of this argument. I don't care. I don't think it should be the law. Guess what? It is. And that's and YouTube follows fair use law in the United States. You either can get on with it or you can get off the platform. That's it. That really is the end of the debate. I don't care if it does. And I don't care if it does sounds a lot like I know I'm in the wrong. Like, Jesus, that's the end. They're in fair use. You got to take it up with American lawmakers. Good luck with that.
to point out that the React content I was criticizing is not protected under American fair use law. I further went on to say that even if it was, I wouldn't care.
like it means I wouldn't get. There it is. This is what I'm talking about. When the guy's like a dictator. I don't care. I'm not going to follow the law. Well, guess what? We're following the law. You're not.
The reason I think React content shouldn't exist has nothing to do with America's antiquated ideas of copyright.
At this point, I was confused because what did I get wrong that was on the level of Hassan? All I did was make a tweet, and
no, he's terrified of this video.
Was that I called him the fair use guy. Viper's talking past me a bit. When I'm calling him the fair use guy, I just mean he's somebody who argues about it, which he did in his document. He cited Legal Eagle's video on fair use when making his own video.
You can watch Legal Eagle be the 900th lawyer to explain this.
All I'm saying here is he should give a statement for why he struck it down, not why he's a champion of fair use, which I think is how he's taking it. He wants to argue the semantics of me calling him the fair use guy. Am I the fair use guy, Willie? Is that even in the ballpark of who I am? And
the egomaniac. This is about him. Egomaniac. Yeah. Like, this is how I feel. And I feel the whole world revolves around this psychopath. Jesus Christ.
Clarify, you were the most infamous for saying React content isn't fair use, which I don't even think your stance is crazy. You should address the chud thing if you haven't and show receipts for why you struck it, if you even did. He then replies, do you honestly think my stance actually matters?
He's talking past you. Yeah.
Yes, it actually matters more than anyone else in this situation. You're the copyright holder. He just doesn't act like a normal person. Everyone else is acting so reasonable, and he's so over the top. He then hits me with, how long have you been doing this?
Did I say before, like, I'm not worried about him because he's an idiot. I mean, he's a literal idiot. I did get a little worried before about, I mean, even Nick was taking some stances that I didn't particularly agree with. My thing is keep the bar low. And I think the bar is pretty low through the law. And court decisions have kind of backed up my theory on that, especially the one I always love to bring up, the one against Sargon Bakat, where he had to come to the States to defend himself. You don't need much to make it fair use. And if you don't need much to make it fair use, and the courts have codified it, guess what? You don't have an argument. All you have is, I think it's morally wrong. Okay, have a nice day. There you go. That's the end of it.
Really? At this point, I realize
debunk shit. The only thing you could do is get in a moral argument and guess what? That's subjective.
I'm talking to a crazy person. He's not directly answering anything. I'm just here for the ride now. I go.
One of the reasons that fair use is so important, and it's not for fucking making this idiot look like an idiot, because he does a pretty good job himself, but it's funny to make money off his idiocy. The best part of it, the most important part of it, is to be able to mock and question the media, politicians, and other authority figures. He sees himself as an authority figure, folks, and he does not want to be questioned or mocked like a nut job. Jesus, I'm a rapist because I want React content and you want to silence everybody? Who's crazier here?
A long time. He states, I have no way to not be patronizing when I say this, perhaps not long enough. Have you taken a peruse at what's being said about me? I don't care.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't, this is the egomania. He's an egomaniac.
I just want to know if you struck the video. It's a combination of things shown false in about a 6-second Google search, and that everything is false about him. All I wanted to know is if Viper struck Chud and why.
And a lot of it, he's panicking over this video because he knows Willie can do a good job. And Willie always does it with, he kills people with kindness. He's not like vicious like a Nick Diori or myself or anybody else.
He's being so indirect. If Viper just said, because I don't think it's fair use, that would have been a good enough reason for me. Chud's even been reasonable about it.
Then you have to defend that. And since he doesn't care about the legalities, then, he kind of loses. The court, if you take, especially on YouTube, if you take Sargon Bakat, if you take the situation with Ethan Klein, he's lost. The courts have ruled. You're done. It's finished. Argument over. What you think is more, I guess you can have a moral debate. Sure, go ahead. I even think there might be something there. But that's it. And one of the things I thought it was a little ridiculous about, I get why somebody like Jack Films, I do. I understand why he gets irritated by it. But it's very difficult, if not impossible, to show like proper, verifiable numbers on how much you lose. I get where they're coming from, the amount of work they put into it, and then she can just go, oh, cool. That's great. Is that fair use? I'm not sure. But here's the thing. I know if she's protected, I'm protected, Chud Logic's protected, and even better, Ben Shapiro's protected. The Young Turks are protected. Everybody's protected. So let me tell you something. The fact that you can get your little fucking feelings hurt, and that seems to be the really what it all comes down to. I don't fucking care. In fact, somebody like you probably should get their feelings hurt often, just kind of be like put in line. We can't be losing our fair use because of somebody like you that can't take criticism and really makes because you're crazy. You're a megalomaniac. You're nuts. We can't run the world around crazy people. We already have the trans.
The market for your original work affected by this use. There is no reason to watch the original if you have viewed the re-upload. All information and graphics have already been seen. So, I think this is arguable. As to whether that's the case, because
listen,
I don't know. I'm willing to kind of accept that. Yeah, it is obviously the full 9-minute video that he uploaded. But like, what with the way it's been transformed and the way that I'm commentating and things like that, is it really like a replacement to the original work?
I don't care.
Like, this is something.
Can you imagine arguing against that? I don't care.
Something where I think
Willie says something in this video, the courts have to decide, which is true. Here's my argument. They have. The courts have decided. And until they reverse themselves, which they can do, this argument is long fucking over.
it's a bit uncertain as to how that would be viewed. Yeah, it was a 9-minute video, and my edit of it was like between 35 and 40 minutes or something like that. So yeah, this is one factor. I'm not certain on that.
But I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. We'll start. Because you're going to get your DMCs rejected all the time. And if he goes on a real tear with, they'll take it. You take your ability to be able to do it or strike your channel down.
Legally, not sure what the situation would be, but I think that I would, be willing to argue.
I'm not a legal expert, but I can comfortably say, without feeling foolish, that the courts have ruled. And I think we all should start saying that, including Chud Logic. The courts have ruled on Chud Logic's content. I think there might be some debate with somebody, well, certainly with Hassan and Sniper Wolf, but on this stuff, this political criticism, there's nothing more sacred than political speech being protected. And I think commentary, even if it's stupid YouTube stuff, falls under that clearly.
There's a case to be made that isn't necessarily true.
But he's bouncing all over the place, relating it back to my drama with Hassan, that people should give him the best.
You said Hassan wasn't using fair use, so naturally you would stick up for me because I'm brilliant.
Benefit of the doubt. He then asked me if I know what a DMCA is, and he says he can't file a false DMCA if it's his content in the video. But again, he's arguing semantics.
You know what he sounds like?
What's that?
One of those sovereign guys, those sovereign citizens in the state.
Citizens?
Yeah. You can't arrest me. You can't pull me over. That's what he sounds like.
I'm my own citizen.
I'm my own citizen. I'm from.
I am not from this country.
That's
so
what he
live
sounds
here.
like. He sounds like a sovereign
Do
citizen.
I live here? Are you
sure? He's trying to fuck with our laws. Unbelievable.
He knows what I mean. The colloquial term for a false DMCA is when somebody strikes a video not because of their IP, but because of what the person has to say. He then goes, people have no clue what fair use defends. Consequently, any use of DMCA will create some—
Yes, we do. That's not true. The courts have ruled.
With people. If you struck down Hassan or XQC because they got up and left, or a streamer who didn't add anything, nobody would care. People are mad because you took down a 35-minute critical reaction video of your 9-minute video. This is stupid because Viper's critique of React content is that they're taking the hard labor of others and passing it off as their own, not adding anything worthwhile.
Let me ask you something. What's his hard labor? He does a talk show and most of the stuff that he's being stuff's being used in fair use with is his takes. That's political speech. That's protected, buddy. I know your country's turning into a fucking authoritarian shithole, but leave mine out of it.
React content harms everyone except the reactors. Reactors to mean the people who watch videos and pause occasionally. Some other things people stupid—
This guy's a blowhard.
call reactions, like commentary content, can be fair use, but not watch parties. How skilled you are at pressing the pause button and having a discussion with your chat is entirely irrelevant.
Chud reacted to a low-effort 9-minute stream segment.
Actually, it isn't legally.
Viper being salty that Jax Films was getting praised for criticizing Sniper Wolf. Chud reacting to and making fun of Viper took more time and effort than Viper's original video.
What Sniper Wolf does is orders of magnitude.
And what happened? Because, YouTube's lawyers decide. He got rejected by YouTube recently, right?
Dark Viper?
Yeah. So he got rejected.
He got rejected. He had to get a lawyer.
He got rejected by lawyers. So their lawyers are saying, yeah, you got to let that one go. YouTube, that's under fair use. The only reason Chud took his stuff down because he went direct and Chud decided not to fight it. I'm pretty sure if he did, he'd have won.
The funniest part is he got rejected. He got a lawyer. He went through a lawyer, and then he asked the lawyer, please don't share this with Chud because Chud's going to make content out of it. And YouTube shared it with Chud.
Shared it with anyway because it's
a transparency situation.
Well, and not even that. If it goes to court and they're withholding the evidence, I mean, there's a discovery situation. YouTube be like, I'm not getting fucking your lawyer. I'm not withholding stuff. Let your fucking lawyer break the law. Go ahead.
More creative, or at least what editors do, than what Asmongold does.
He is just creating these distinctions where no distinction exists because he wants to shit on the streamers more. That's my interpretation of this. I don't see any other way of interpreting this because you can have criticism of
megalomania
and Gold's React stuff, and there's some good arguments against it and whatever. But like, Asmongold does say a lot of stuff when he's watching these videos. And that doesn't mean legally he's justified because I don't know if that is the case. But the idea that like Sniper Wolf is more creative, I don't know.
Can we start invoking the cases that have been won by YouTubers, please? Please. And let's stop pretending, well, I don't want to look stupid because I'm not a lawyer. We can start, let's start, you know what? Maybe I'll put my news team on that. Let's start collecting these cases and start throwing them out at people. This isn't legal. Yes, it is. Here's the case. Here's this case. Here's that case. Bang, bang, bang. You know, put douchebag versus blowjob, and there you go.
Has he even watched the fucking Sniper Wolf video?
Doomer Media gave a great take for why this point makes no sense. Even using
I debunked him.
Viper's logic.
Looking at Dark Viper's original argument, there is no ethical justification.
This guy seems unreasonable.
For striking Chud's video. It is not parasitic. It is not exploitative. It is not lazy, and it is not a market replacement.
I don't think lazy counts under the law either. It's got to be transformational. Has to do with criticism. Criticism includes mockery. That's it, Jack.
The only justifications you can really give are legal justifications, which should not matter because Dark Viper himself is claiming that the legal arguments don't matter.
I just don't know anybody who
matter to YouTube.
watches Chud's video tearing into Matt and views it as a market replacement. If I'm wrong, he should be able to show the damages, similar to how Mad Seasons did when Asmon was using his title. Here's the other thing with Viper. Every time someone has a critique of them, he claims that it's out of context when it's not.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take this thing entirely out of context. He is so keen to poison you.
That's another thing. Disinformation out of context, legal unless there's defamation. 100% legal. My God, the people in the New York Times would have got the electric chair by right now if disinformation and taking people out of context is illegal.
Against this 14-page, meticulously argued document that he goes to the length of finding tweets out of context. He doesn't show the context.
And to say that I'm taking things out of context.
Well, he went after Charlie.
Yeah, I think
that was stupid. Yeah. Optically, that's just brain dead.
Yeah, this was a while ago, I believe.
Whew. Boy, I wish you'd do it now.
Poison the well is very disingenuous because I didn't take them out of context. I'll show you the whole context right here. One of his fans pointed out their disappointment that he would compare React streamers to someone that would commit sexual abuse. And he argued with this person by saying that their behavior is similar to someone that would sexually abuse someone.
To people who go around.
So he lied. Now that's a lie.
In real life and drug and rape people, so
I just wish every person who makes that claim would care enough to go back and read my old essay. And in the context of my original essay, these references are still perfectly fine.
Viper then says, I perhaps may have read more in regards to fair use than any person alive. He then
the lawyer, egomania.
Corrects himself to any person relating to this case. He then says he took down the reaction video not because of the content, but because it was a reaction video. He then wraps up this ad.
He's read more. And he knows more than any person alive. How come he keeps losing? How come I can cite cases where he was wrong?
Anime-esque monologue by connecting it back to me calling him the fair use guy. And I'm like, but you are the fair use guy. You just said you know about it more than anyone else alive, and you talk about it routinely.
If you read into it, fair use is incredibly weak in what it defends. There are even courts that may have ruled against H3H3, given how they've ruled in prior fair use cases.
When he filed a strike against Chud,
they were ruling. You know who got fucked on fair use? It was a long time ago. It was Ray William Johnson.
Right.
He lost. One of the problems with fair use and DMCA and Digital Millennium Copyright Act in general is it is up to interpretation. But recently, it's like an 11, 12-year-old case now. They've been ruling in our favor. Mm-hmm. Judges' decisions do mean something. If for some reason it would never go to the Supreme Court. I got news for you. American Supreme Court, the way it's stacked now, and you know what? I dare to say the liberal justices would rule in our favor. And so far, they have. Remember when Destiny was going on and on about how Trump should get taken off the ballot?
Oh, yeah, I think
and
so.
all 9 justices, including the one that can't define a woman, ruled against him, and everybody else that thought that. I just wanted to bring that up.
He unnecessarily listed his credentials, even though it's not relevant to people filling out the form. The fact that Matt is so mad that I called him the fair use guy is perfectly on brand for him. Viper disagreed, saying, "It's like if you said Viper is the Lego guy, and when I said no,
I get to make your arguments for you."
Not the Lego guy. You responded, "Why are you bringing up Lego right now in my DMs? Checkmate." Bro, if you made a 14-page essay about Lego and then wrote in my DMs that you know more about Lego than anyone else alive, I would call you the Lego guy. I feel like I'm talking to a schizophrenic. He'd make a video and repeat this without showing any of the context of him calling himself a fair use expert.
Especially coming from the fair use guy.
In my work, multiple times, I have specifically laid out that my criticism of reaction content has nothing to do with fair use. Willy here showcases how none of these people had any interest in watching—
It's so funny that it has everything to do with fair use, because fair use is the defense that I got to repeat again, that is won!
even one of the videos I've made outlining my thoughts on this topic. Yet even despite being aware of their ignorance, they don't care. They still make claims like this one.
That's projecting.
Did watch your original video and read your essay. Again, the only reason I called you the fair use guy is because you argue against it with React content, which is true.
I actually DM'd WillyMacShow and said, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm clearly not the fair use guy." He should not said, "Bro, if you're not the fair use guy, why are you in my DMs talking about fair use?" Like if he called me the king of Lego and I messaged him and said, "Hey, I'm not the king of Lego, what are you talking about?" For Willy, that would be all the confirmation that he needs that I am actually the king of Lego.
Am I crazy? He did call himself an expert in fair use. He knows more than anyone else related to this case. I wish you shared that DM.
I was being hyperbolic. So are you like kind of? Kind of? You're just really good at it. Maybe you're not the most, but you're really well informed, even though he loses in court.
Like I'm getting trolled.
None of these people, when wanting to understand my positions or why I was doing what I was doing.
This guy would drive into a train if he ever lost a court case like this. You know, if he fucking DMCA'd the wrong guy, that'd be interesting. Somebody had money.
Thought to look at the entire series that explains exactly that.
Keemstar likes lawsuits. Maybe he's tried.
Sincerely cannot fathom that level of stupidity or indifference to the truth.
I have now watched all of Viper's React content series, and it is just the same video reposted over and over again with no new data or findings. Viper would give his reasoning for striking Chud, saying that it's not because of the criticism or the hate, but because React content in principle is immoral.
I dislike when my view is characterized by a disagreement over people adding to the content, as this is what others complain about, but not me. It would be irrelevant to me if the video XQC was watching was about what it was.
I didn't get this part. DarkViper actually thinks fair use has nothing to do with the MCAs. Yes. Do you know why? Because he doesn't care. You believe that? Yeah, this guy's nuts. I mean, he's sick. He's a sick fucker. And I don't usually say that somebody that has like a different political opinion or a different view of law than I do. But I mean, the repetitiveness is a sign of fucking mental illness.
It was like to live with.
Capitulate to all these mentally ill idiots on the fucking web. He's a Spurg. This is like a fucking name a Spurg. Like fucking.
I bully bullies.
No, he's not that bad. I don't know. He's on my good list lately. I was going to use him.
He could provide sincere insight into. It would be equally as irrelevant to me if Hassan Pike was watching a video.
You are a Spurg, bullies. Just in case you thought you got from under that one.
About how to exploit people for fame and fortune while being a lying hypocrite. Something that appears to be the only thing he actually has expertise in.
So he just calls people liars and untrue when they're out of context, and when they show that it's in context and it shows that he's actually the liar, that means nothing. Oh, wait a minute. That's what he's accusing other people of.
It wouldn't matter to me because addition is irrelevant to my issues with reaction content. To give a very, very brief summary, my issues are with the market
Who's falling for this? I mean, you gotta be a moron to say, hey, he's on to something.
Of reaction content. We have two groups of people, reactors and creators, but only one of these puts forth effort and incurs risk and cost.
I already showed why I disagree with him, but he believes it and he was willing to take it to court. And Viper has every legal right to do that. I just don't think this case lines up with his moral reasoning.
Did that guy take his video down?
Which guy?
This guy right
Court. And Viper has every legal right to do that.
This guy?
I don't think so, did he?
I don't know.
Don't think this case lines up with his moral reasoning. Chud doesn't have money to go to court, so he had to take the video down. But then Viper inarguably started to falsely copyright strike people. He admitted to abusing the
shocking. He got one guy down. I'll give the rest.
DMCA system when it comes to unfavorable clips of him. So people start making fun of him, using old clips of him getting unironically angry while playing Among Us.
He runs around the entire fucking map to come to O2.
Further showing that he's mentally ill.
Like, I had nothing to say. I was literally speechless. I did not speak that entire time because I was so confused why we were still in the game. I have never been this
people in there laughing at him, you know, I mean.
Mad at a person the entirety of my life.
I apologize. I'm still a little new at the game.
Well, if that was me, it's like, well, I get you a lot fucking madder. You act like that, you fucking bitch. I'll come over there, pull down your pants, and I'll fuck you in the ass. What do you think of that? That look was great. Spurgy McSpurgeon.
Don't even know how to win.
Spurg. You're Spurg. You're Spurg with a like. This is what happened if you know, one of now recording Spurgs got fucking big following
in the game. Why are you playing?
This is exactly it.
This is Angry Slug if he got a million.
Yeah, I know. This is Angry Slug. Well, actually, yeah, probably. He just doxed him,
he'd be like, oh, well, you know, you won Among Us.
You think you won the argument? Well, you live on 13. Yeah, and you live on 1313 Mockingbird.
Then you're also a pedophile.
You're a pedophile.
I do. I'm just sorry.
No, I'm just gonna ban Scott forever because I'm gonna associate this with Scott for the rest of my fucking life.
Matt's response is to strike the video because it's out of context.
Since this clip has once again,
context is clear. You've lost it, and that's what they're making fun of. You lost it over nothing. You lost it over nothing. Normal person looks back at that and assuming they have, because most people don't have repeat behaviors like that. You see, it's a one-off, and they laugh at themselves. And it doesn't matter what kind of day they were having if they're off their fucking pills.
Being brought up on Twitter by someone who's disingenuous, whatever. I've now said about striking this video. I don't want to.
I know a guy that's schizophrenic, right? That's dealing every day with schizophrenia. He has a much better outlook on life and his own schizophrenia. And this is a guy who hears voices on the regular. He could be in a room doing nothing. Somebody here goes, "Hey, Joe," and he'll go, "What's up?" You know, that's what that's what this man has to deal with, right? And he makes fun of himself to get through it.
Yeah.
Not this jackass. And that's a lot sicker than he probably is. So some of this isn't just mental illness. It's he's an asshole.
But you're gonna anyway.
Well, people want to paint me as this DMCA hungry guy. That's generally speaking not me.
Generally.
But I just think this clip is just contributing to misinformation. And I don't think
Since when is misinformation somehow criminal? Oh, I know. Under tin pot dictators.
I have some moral obligation to contribute or to allow misinformation.
All right. We're going to watch this funny clip of this grown man freaking out. I just want to let you know he was off his medicine that day and he was having a really rough day and his girlfriend broke up with him. Here you go. Have a laugh.
It's not out of context or misinformation, but even if it was, that's not what the DMCA system is for. You're abusing it because you're embarrassed of these clips. That's wrong. People start goofing on him by posting an old clip of him saying the N-word.
I gave him a weapon. Nigga, bullshit. Wait. Nigga, bullshit. Wait. I said it with an A.
Yeah, you're right. Shut up.
Because he's embarrassed.
I am the rights holder. Of course, I'm going to take down the things I don't like that serve no constructive purpose and keep up those I do.
Shout out for Willie for not censoring that.
Do like or serve some purpose. This particular clip exists for no other purpose than to allow people to disingenuously attack me with it.
Connor would have censored that.
Because of the mistake I made when mimicking Franklin due to my surprise at the randomized dialogue.
When ChudLogic puts more effort into his reaction video than Viper did in his original video, he strikes it on principle of it being react content. But when people post only the necessary clip, he strikes it because it's out of context. In short, I think this is the last guy I want in favor arguing for copyright. He's emotionally blinded. His ideas aren't well thought out. He engages with criticism poorly, discrediting critics by using semantics, and speaks as if his opinions are based in fact when they're not.
It is just annoying that he doesn't explain at all why there could be some small impact that he's unable to see.
Bruh, I wish you'd reflect on that.
I'm dying inside, and all I see are demons.
Viper's a very emotional guy. We talked about how Ethan traumatized him for saying 14 pages.
This reminded me that very recently I found out that Ethan has...
That's what this is really about. Ethan Klein traumatized me. That's trauma, therefore it's not fair use.
Something like 6 different sound effects of me on his podcast. Not only that, he has used them frequently for over 2 years. That is just really fucked up.
Divided by 14.
No, it isn't.
14 pages! As someone who has been incessantly harassed by him for years in front of thousands, he is one.
Calling that harassment is just unbelievable, too. He's not calling your house and playing that effect. Although it would be funny if the 4chan guys did that. He's playing a clip of you. That's not harassment. It's not even close.
One of those truly deserving of being driven off the internet. I don't know how sick of an individual you have to be to do something like this. Like, if he was using it in some wholesome way or shouting me out in some positive way, fine. But
it's only good at my benefit.
He's just using it to mock me.
Good. After yelling at the guy in Among Us, Viper would write, Scott will not be unbanned. It was not simply that I was having a bad day. I was close to tears at the beginning of the stream. I felt
that's having a bad day if you're close to tears, you fucking idiot.
Impressively down, perhaps due to a lack of caffeine.
It's not that I was having a bad. What? Like, isn't your first paragraph, like what comes after your first sentence of the paragraph supposed to represent everything else?
Do you have a clip of that?
It's not simply that I was having a bad day. That's the first.
Oh, shit,
wow.
Tommy. 14
pages. Baby, yeah. Thank you. I might even do that. 14 pages. Fred Juicy, thanks so much. You're a good man. I was close to tears and I felt impressively down. Perhaps to the Luke, like I was looking at soft drink. I came to one thing that that's okay. All right, so I got distracted. Thanks for the donation. Yeah, you did muddle, but thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I was close to tears at the beginning. All right, so it's not simply about a better day. Second sentence. It was close to tears. I was close to tears at the beginning of the stream. That contradicts the first sentence. I felt impressively down. That contradicts the first sentence. Perhaps due to lack of caffeine. Not particularly. As I was kicking a soft drink, I came to the one thing that I love at the moment, Among Us, and they've ruined it from a guy. So yeah, everything's about a bad day. You were having a good day and then it went bad, but it has nothing to do with being. So basically, he says it's not because he didn't do it because he's not having a bad day, but he lists all these things that happened and made his day bad.
As I was kicking soft drink, I came to the
and he contradicted himself. On top of
one thing I love at the moment, Among Us. To have it ruined by a guy who didn't just play badly, he literally didn't play. After this,
Did he show absolutely no empathy for Apollo Legend?
That's what I recall.
Yeah.
I recall that.
We're dealing with a fucking sicko. Like none. Not that his suicide had anything to do with it, but that was Apollo Legend's decision, right? I don't go for that shit. But you think you'd do something. Or nothing because you don't want to be held. Look, I'm not saying anything because I'm not responsible. That's fine too, in my opinion.
I think he might have said something like my best to the family or something. Like he could have we're going back 4 years now. So.
Yeah.
Viper uploaded a video saying he has no friends.
A lot of my life, I've wanted to play board games. Board games always look so enjoyable, but
you have to do it with people.
I had no friends to play with. And the friends that I did have made it even worse, that they would play board games and not invite me.
He doesn't even hear himself.
Wonder why.
Everyone has that friend, right, Tommy? Hey, you want to invite Roger? No. Do not invite Roger.
That guy's an asshole. He's no fun.
He's gonna fucking ruin the whole night. He's just gonna be bitching about himself the whole time. Every little thing, everything's gonna be a semantic debate. No. We're not inviting Roger.
Debunk that. Jesus Christmas.
Something like half an hour to fill the lobby. Like, you guys may think I'm super famous and popular and shit, but there's not a heap of people who want to play with me. As a matter of fact,
nobody wants to play with me. Why is that, Mama?
I once more asked a Discord full
of
other streamers if they wanted to play with me, and I got no responses. Again, I think it's maybe the third or fourth time I've tried. I've left that server now because it just brought back all the memories of my fucking friends not inviting me to play games. It just brought up those feelings. I don't like
your parents set you up for failure. Your mother robbed you of a normal life. You psychopath.
I have people I'm playing with who are experienced in the game because that's what I requested. And so I kill a guy and the game doesn't end. I'm sitting there like, the game's not ending. The game is not ending. Why is the game not ending?
Is there anybody in his chat right now saying, man, I've been there. I connect with that.
I'm not a person who is lost for words very often, but my body from the person I killed was found, and they accused me of the kill, and I literally didn't speak. I was so just the weight of still being in the
Just like Boogie, he thinks his emotions matter.
Game was still washing over me. I was just having that bad of a day, and I'm like, is this it? Is this me one day doing something for myself, and this is the situation I find myself in?
He's entitled to a good time.
And so the game plays out for another 10 minutes, and me sitting there just going, I can't believe we're still in this game. And we end up losing. And I go off at this guy. I was just so fucking pissed that my one chance to save my day, to make myself feel good, is ruined by this guy who joined a game that he clearly should not have been.
I am so glad this is the guy that's the anti-fair use guy. I am thrilled. It's protected.
Because he mustn't be experienced at the game, which was the very thing that I requested. And so I timed him out. And then I realized, like, I don't want to see this person ever again. I don't want to remember this bad day. I want to move on with my life, smooth sailing, so I banned this person. They were in a game lobby they should not have been in explicitly and made no mention of their inexperience of the game, clearly deserving of a ban. This day sucks. It is the culmination.
It's my day that sucks.
Of every negative thing in my life. And reinforces in me that I can't have a day to
myself. Imagine being from Gaza and having your whole family splattered against the wall and then listening to this right after.
My whole life was so bad.
You imagine being Ukrainian and a fucking missile found its way onto your farm, wiped out your livestock and your 7-year-old, and listen to this right afterwards. What a bad day!
Could you imagine losing your leg to a blood clot when you're at the prime of your life?
Let me ask you something. The day you lost your leg, was it bad?
Not as bad as Dark Viper, Tom. He really wanted to play Among Us. He wanted to play with people that know the game. And then some guy, some fucking retard didn't know the game.
They have appendages nowadays. I don't know what you're complaining about. You end up getting a leg.
They don't deserve shit. I will get back to fucking editing, people.
First world problem.
This is a grown-ass man. He is so set that reaction streamers are bad people that he cuts off friends over it. Carl Jobs took a sponsorship from Asmon Gold's PC company, and since Asmon makes React content, Carl essentially took blood money.
At least he's principled.
Carl said, yes, this is the reason. I find the reason to be unhealthy and not a good thing. The email is insane. Carl, I don't have people close to me by choice. Friendship requires trust. And
weren't you just bitching about not having any fucking friends?
I don't give that out unless out of necessity. I've spent most of my life being kicked by those I've given even a measure of trust to. Regardless of whether you personally felt it meaningful, you broke the small measure of trust I gave you. A currency more...
Wait a minute, he broke his trust by taking a sponsorship? How? So somehow he's obligated to carry his torch? What a fucking maniac.
Rare than anything on this.
He really is a maniac.
This earth. I am under no obligation to associate with you anymore. He feels betrayed because his friend got
That's the only true thing he said. He's not under any obligation. Sounds like you did him a fucking favor.
Sponsorship. You can't have anything nice if you're friends with Matt. No wonder the only people left in his life are his mods.
There was this one question he asked where he asked about like who I talk about.
Sack of shit.
He asked who I talk to about this. Who do I bounce ideas off? And I said to him,
I know. I'll bounce this off of people that what do you call those people? Like
echo chamber?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll bounce this off the old echo chamber. What do you call those people that just jerk you off at every in every moment until you're doing great, even if you're not? What do you call them?
Pygmies? Pygmies?
No,
I don't know.
There's a really good name for them. Oh man, the fuck.
Kiss ass? Yes men. Yes men.
Yes men. Yeah, that could be a sycophant.
Circle jerk. Sycophants.
So I'll know I feel better. I'll bounce this off my sycophants.
Like I don't talk to anyone really, and then I'm a bit of a loner. Because I, in some respects, consider myself to be an old dog who was kicked a lot when he was a young dog.
Good.
And so I don't really trust anyone.
You should have been put to sleep.
I have no confidence. I have...
You are unfriendable. You have zero redeeming qualities as a friend. Not to mention...
You can't be this guy's friend
You couldn't be this guy's friend. This is somebody you want to stay away from.
Yeah. Just assume that everyone will eventually, like, work against my interests unless there's an explicit reason for them not to. I've just never really had anyone in my life that I can trust a lot. The closest thing I have now is my mods.
Sycophants.
But it's not the same thing, you know?
No, because they have to say it to keep their little mod job.
Like, if I'm going to talk to anyone about anything, it is my mods.
How can you have no one you trust? If there's literally nobody that you trust, there probably is someone.
You're an asshole. You're not trustworthy yourself. There's an answer. Tom needs to start to learn to answer his own questions. Jesus, how can you have nobody you trust? You can be a piece of shit.
Something wrong with you rather than everyone else. You might be kind of a schizo person. I mean, this is just very sad to listen to.
He's like this with everything. A fellow GTA
you believed it.
5 speedrunner trolls on a forum, and Matt is traumatized.
Why must my life...
By the way, Vega, you need to talk to my editor for lolcow. You guys would get along goldenly. Absolutely perfectly. You guys remind me of... He reminds me of you, too. I showed him some of your work, by the way.
Suffer. Why...
And by the way, Vega, he was blown the fuck away. Just letting you know.
Must I suffer so with no one caring for so long? This man has gone out of his way to insult me at every turn to make my life worse.
Good.
I have not felt depression like I have experienced because of Rydog since I was a teenager. The thought of living in this world where a single man can cause me so much suffering and people defend his right to do it. I just don't want to live in this world anymore.
What did he...
Don't do it! Don't do it!
He lied to the moderators and he removed his own speedruns, shut down a category, and doesn't turn on his FPS limit. What a bad guy. What a justified reaction. He made a 3-part video series because a speedrunner named Friendly Baron shit-talked how he ran the forum.
Frankly, I'm afraid I'll come off as petty at this point, but I literally can't fucking sleep. I need more closure.
I'm DarkViper. I'm 5 seconds behind after 4 minutes. I'm gonna reset.
Where the fuck's the chopper?
Dead. Gonna reset. Like DarkViper.
You're losing sleep over this. Bro, somebody beats him in a speedrun and he acts like it ruined his life. A guy named Unnamed beat GTA without taking damage. Viper, who was running that same category, then banned this guy from his YouTube and Twitch. Viper justified all of this by writing another...
I want this guy's version of fair use in the courts.
Brick of an essay. I have known for quite some time that other people were doing runs off this category. People that could run from dawn till dusk. People that had no reason to be entertaining. Had fewer obligations. Fewer distractions.
Don't fucking do it live. Just record it, you moron.
Sharing information with these people is almost entirely one-sided, or at least everything I developed for the run was public knowledge.
Maybe call Jopes to make a video on that guy busting him for making a fake... Oh, no. Don't go to him anymore.
But the inverse was not true. The result...
Maybe I should have let that one slide with sponsorship.
Yeah, but that has been gold. I was right the whole time.
Yeah, he mocked me. That's personally not fair.
Was that anyone running alongside me was getting far more information. What sort of response did you expect from me? A hug? Your success does me no favors. I'm the kind...
That's so weird. He is psycho. Your success does me no favors as if it's supposed to. Jesus Christ. God. Imagine him rooting for a losing sports team. He'd go fucking insane. You didn't make me feel good this week.
Contrary, it makes my life considerably worse, with the added fun that I will have to field questions about this.
Humanity, society, is a give and take relationship, and I've experienced a massive take with no give. And people seem to be confused as to why I'm not a fan of this. When I say he has made my life worse, measurably so. I was the only person who could have benefited significantly.
How do you measure that?
From doing this first. But not only that, failing to do this will now impact the rest of my career.
What's funny is this guy did give Viper tips on how to improve his run. Matt is always a victim. He's got ultimate victim status. Even how he talked about me is just weird.
This was just me talking to WillyMac about him calling me a fair use guy. Despite that we had never spoken before, we did already follow each other on Twitter, so I figured why not. The reason we followed each other is because of that old adage, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Both of us think Hassan Piker is a blight on humanity and have made efforts to explain that.
I don't think he thinks he's a blight on humanity. I think he thinks he's a jerk off that's full of shit. A blight on humanity. I mean, like, I know that's hyperbole, but I almost think, like, I don't know that he doesn't believe that.
Others.
My God, did I simply follow you on Twitter? Or are we playing Game of Thrones?
In my DMs, he suggested that he hadn't even seen the video, and this was just some random f***ing tweet. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I guess I will. This is so confusing.
This is the entirety of our DMs in March. When did I say I didn't watch his video? He interprets things wrongly and then comes up with entire stories in his head and spews it to his audience.
I thought he was discrediting what I said in the video.
I was.
He hadn't seen it though, and was just talking shit on Twitter. And so I leaked DMs, deleted DMs.
And he wasn't even talking shit on Twitter. That's a lie too. When he said he's the fair use guy. That's it. That's not talking shit. Talking shit is you look like you smell. That's talking shit.
Out DMs, he's deleted DMs.
I had seen your video. I don't know why he's saying this. He then acts like I was so privileged to receive a DM from him, as if he doesn't send essays to everyone.
Also, a year or two earlier, he wrote a manifesto on React content where he drew parallels to rape. It's literally all he's known for in the commentary space. I feel very much so betrayed by this dude that...
Betrayed? He wasn't your fucking friend. He wasn't your friend. You guys had no relationship?
Not only is he entirely ignorant of my work, but he just is just spreading lies. And obviously, I never drew parallels to rape. Like the position is obviously so absurd that you would think someone with even half a brain, which I'm confident WillyMac has, would know this has to be false, but he just didn't care.
You literally did do that though, and it's what you are known for. Where is the lie?
Like, I talk to very few people. I trust so few people.
You can't find somebody alive for you.
Have me reach out to talk to you for any reason is a very, very strange thing.
Oh, I'm so lucky. Thank you, Viper, for sending me your essays.
Poo, pee, penis and vagina. Women with dicks and weak men with vaginas.
In conclusion, Viper makes some good arguments against React content, but he's so unhinged that he makes the dialogue poison. He argues semantics.
This is Charlie's attempt to poison the well, and he hadn't seen my video. Hey guys, I'm gonna take this thing entirely out of context to present it as something that it clearly is not, in order to poison you against a 14-page meticulously written document.
Plays victim.
It's not that meticulous either. It's kind of fucked, right? I don't know if you probably haven't read it. The 14 pages, it's not that meticulous, right? Hello? Hello? Oh.
Matt's not here anymore.
You're here.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. You told me to shut up.
You can say now. You can say now, but you came in.
Okay.
I gotta pull you. Still, I gotta pull you. All right.
As someone who has been incessantly harassed by him for years in front of thousands, he is one of those truly deserving of being driven off the internet. When I say he has made my life worse, measurably so. I was the only person who could have benefited significantly from doing this first.
And this is just a small example of him doing these things. He's so invested that he can't see anybody's point of view but his own. He hardly engages. He's the good guy, everyone else is bad, and that's how it's always been. I got a lot more videos coming out this month, so subscribe to the channel and be sure to check out
that beat. What is this fume shit?
It's like a smokeless vape. Smokeless vape, so it doesn't. There's nothing to inhale. It's like supposed to be like good for you.
Then what the fuck's the point of that?
Yeah, I know. Good point.
I worked in the cigarette industry for 9 years. They want the fucking draw.
I don't know. Everybody's doing this stuff. They say it's good. I heard it before. Too funny. That guy's too funny. Let's take calls. If you have anything to add. If you don't, I'll just goof on you. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, an IRL meeting for lolcow? Is that a possibility? I don't know. All right, Hellbent's in there. Hellbent, you're on air.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
How can I help you?
Yes.
Sweet. Well, you mentioned at the beginning of the stream a country with a murderous dictator, so I thought that was my cue to call in.
Wow, what do you got for me, murderous dictator?
Well, I didn't know about DarkViper until recently. I hear people call him a speedrunner. I think he's more of a sped runner.
Yes, and anything else?
Well, on a serious note, I'll say that I've been thinking this about Tipster as well. What baffles me is not how soy they're being, but how after so much time on the internet, they haven't internalized the simple rule of not letting people know what bothers you, because otherwise
Well,
you just end up
you're talking about
playing
the
a
wrong
whack-a-mole.
guy, because this guy thinks if something bothers you or bothers him personally, that is a problem societally. I mean, he's as much as said it in this video, that his bad day is a serious problem that involves others. So, so like he wouldn't be able to grasp what you just said, because when something bad happens to him, it's almost like a crime, or equivalent to, or adjacent to.
Do you think Nod City would do a video on how narcissistic he is?
No, he's going to make a video agreeing with him.
Well, you were saying that people will be unlikely to relate to the stuff that Dark Viper is saying.
Yeah.
But when he was talking about how he expects that everyone sooner or later is going to be working against his interests, I think Keemstar is relating to that.
Why would Keemstar? I missed the joke. Why would Keemstar relating to that?
I just think he suspects everybody's going to be against him at some point. I think he's pretty jumpy.
Oh, Keem? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I like him still, but
I mean,
he's making it really hard to.
Well, I don't know. I think he did a really good job yesterday. If you're talking about lolcow, I thought he did a good job. He put that whole show together, made some changes, added a whatchamacallit. He added a Discord. So I don't know. I don't like the Connor move.
Nothing can possibly go wrong with that.
Thanks.
But no, I'll just say one last thing.
Sure.
Because you know, like that name change that Matt was talking about, that Mitch wanted to go for Mitch O, and
yes,
he was convinced to go with Mickey Mitch, which is better. I was in Mitch's DMs. I sent him a intricately articulated essay, probably approximately 14 pages, and now Matt is claiming all the credit for it. It is the most traumatic experience of my life, and I lived in fucking Russia, so goodbye.
All right, have a great one, Hellpet. KB baby.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How are you?
All right. So earlier you said something along the lines of who's drawn to Dark Viper, and I think I actually had a revelation on who might be drawn.
Because he does
Socialist.
have a. You think?
I think.
Why so? Why is that?
It kind of came to me earlier today when I was watching Willy's video. It's that the labor theory of value. It's kind of like the way. First off, I'm not Nerd City. I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert on everything.
Just state it like this. Like, I'm not a doctor or anything, but this is what I came to. The conclusion you came to.
Okay.
Yeah,
so.
okay.
Dark Viper is basically making the argument of, well, the reactors, they're putting so little effort into it, and then these video creators, they put hundreds upon hundreds of hours, and in some cases, that's absolutely true.
Sure.
But obviously, the labor theory of value that you hear some people in leftist circles, talk about are like, hey, people should be paid according to the labor they put into it. It's
not so much what they produce
right.
economically. It's a matter of how valued, and that's what the socialists decide the value of the labor, whether it has any value or not.
Right.
So I could see that. Sure.
So the conclusion I came to was basically like he's pretty much upset that somebody that can. Put very little effort into it, can produce something that's of value. Like, I think you can put hundreds of hours into a video and it's utter dog shit, and you can put very little effort into making, a reaction video, and it's much better. It might even be better.
I think you might be onto something.
Yeah,
I think you might be onto something. I mean, that's a really interesting take, because that's something, and what ends up happening in these socialist utopias is a lot of people that do jobs that have no value and produce nothing, but let's say they're racism experts.
Okay, buddy.
There's something that has no value, but they get put to the top of the value list because of how important it is, or something along those lines. Yeah, I did. And socialists tend to be the most self-entitled, self-involved people that I've ever run into, and they seem to dream for a world where they don't have to produce anything, and they'll be valued for their intelligence. That is my personal experience with them.
I also think it would.
We used to have a saying when I was a kid. I used to go to a lot of shows and shit. The socialists, the commies always need a ride to the show. Like when we always go see bands, yeah, because like they're always, can you give me a ride? Can you ride? No, everybody else is going to work or doing some job, trying to put gas in their car. But the commie always gets free rides because he's always asking. And where most people wouldn't, like, they wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to ask you every week if you could drive me, because it would be like I was leeching off you. Socialists don't have that shame.
Right.
No, maybe you're right. I think that's an interesting way to look at it.
I think it also explain why he doesn't like people like Hassan, because he kind of sees a bit of that, bit of himself in that.
Yeah,
it's coming from the same place.
Well, there's also there's something I noticed about him. He has professional jealousy like nobody I've ever seen online. Most people can hide it. I mean, I wasn't angry with him, but I was a little. I'm jealous. Jealous is the wrong word, but when Augie passed me, it's like, wow, I wish I could be doing what Augie was doing. I mean, that's healthy, I guess. What do I got to do to get where he is? That's healthy. And there's the other way to look at it, like, oh God, he's so young. I've done this longer. Blah blah blah. I could have thrown all those excuses in, or my takes are better, some horse shit like that. I don't understand. It's only because of Chris Hansen. I could have done all that, and that's tend to be what they do, instead of like, hey, you got beat. You took it out. That's whatever. Sometimes you get beat. Just drive on. I think it's an interesting look. Yeah, little self-entitled, and he is one of those guys I said at the beginning of the show that, and that's another commonality with those socialist, communist types. Mommy told them they were smart. They weren't good in school. They never produced anything. They never were good at anything. But they turned to communism because it tells them that they will be valued in a perfect society like that. I'll tell you somebody else like that I've read a lot about. Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald had a real bad dyslexia like me, probably much worse. But he was of the belief that if things were like they were in Russia, the communist utopia, that he would be valued, his intellect would be valued. Interesting enough, at one point in time, he actually moved to Russia and failed miserably because he was stupid. They gave him aptitude tests, and he got jobs sweeping in Russia. And interesting enough, he came back to the United States. Never learned to speak Russian that well, the whole nine. Now, I don't think I could move to Russia and speak it and live under that system. I don't think I could even sweep. I would have put it in the gulag. But I actually, the more I think about it, the more, got kids that were told they were smart by mom, but never accomplished anything. And he makes them feel good because they feel like nobody wants to play with me. You're a jerk. Interesting thing. Nobody liked Lee Harvey Oswald as a kid either. Nobody did. No, I'm not saying he shoot the president. I'm just saying it's a similar personality profile. All right, good call.
I get what you're saying.
Good. I think it's interesting. I don't know if nobody else did, but I did. Bye-bye. And it's the Sit Man. What do you got?
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm loving this drama that's going on, bro. It's no essay. It's just Spurgies and people that don't understand their own fucking arguments.
This is a giant. I don't think he's just dishonest. He is just dishonest.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was absolute. I was like, dude, bring back the mental institution.
To sit there and say I never said any equated reactors with rape, and it's like out there in writing. That is some cognitive dissonance that I don't even think he has. He's just a liar.
Oh, dude, but also on that note, I also wanted to ask, did you see the Hassan little tweet that he posted with the gun?
No, I didn't.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna send it to you real quick.
I might be able to get it. He hasn't blocked me on another thing. Let's see.
Well, it's
hold on. Hassan with the gun. Hold on a second.
Yeah, hold on.
No, I never saw this. I'm scrolling down his site right now.
Oh, I thought I sent you an ad. Hold on, I'm gonna do it again.
You did.
All right, sending it.
Let's see. What's we got here? Let's see. Damn, Hassan's viewership must have tanked. Who wrote this?
This is Gisticle.
Gisticle. Must have tanked. He's out there openly calling for the assassination of Tom Cotton. Did he do that?
Oh, well, no. So Tom Cotton made a very kind of unhinged post when he was just like, hey, this pro-Palestine shit is getting out of hand. Anybody that's caught in traffic,
Thank you
take
so
it
much
into your
for
own hand. and then all of a sudden he had to edit that tweet to go from taking it into your own hand to get them out of the way.
Oh, really?
So Hassan then posted this capsule gun, this pellet type gun that anybody can make.
Oh, it's a zip gun. Oh, okay, I see what it is. It's a zip gun. Jesus Christ, and he's still on Twitch? God, I think that would be bannable under. Can you imagine if a right winger on Twitch did that? Holy shit, this is a zip gun.
And that's
triggers? Oh my God. If that's not a wait a minute. Tom Cotton, I encourage people to get stuck behind prolonged miles backing traffic. Take matters in your own hands and get them out of the way. It's time to put an end to this nonsense. And Tom Cotton, isn't he he's a senator? I think Hassan just broke the law.
I was
now,
like,
by the
man,
way, I think that Tom's post is unhinged as well.
Oh
But
yeah, I think
he's not threatening the senator either. This is a threat. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Nothing will probably happen to him, but I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm seeing videos every day of people that are making memes. The FBI's knocking on the door.
Yeah. But I was just thinking that this was something that you could laugh at and just be like, "You're
I can't laugh. I'm shocked. He's threatening the senator, United States senator. Why he lives in the United States? It's not like if he was Hassan the Turk that lived in Turkey. I'd be like, yeah, so what? You know. If he had done this in Germany, even if it was a United States senator, he would be charged.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Those laws.
They have a crazy fucking law on the books over here from after the war that you can't say something. This is a bad translation. Highly offensive to a foreign leader.
Yeah.
There was a comedian that got charged with it, and it's something that's on. It's something on the books from after the war. And I think that what they were doing is they're trying to keep the leftover Nazis quiet. And they just kept it on the books because it was convenient. You can do it. You can say something highly offensive. You can say, I don't even know, Schneider. Who's a new fucking guy? I forget his name. You can say Merkel fucks goats, right? But you can't say Erdogan can. And there was a comedian that got arrested for saying Erdogan fucks goats. I don't know how it all ended up. And Merkel had the chance to wipe the whole fucking thing, like pardon him or something. Like she didn't do it. Fucking yeah, I know. But you know, I got to say, things are worse in the States now than they were in Germany then. I used to think this would never happen in my country.
Well, let me get it out of the way and make way for the Lord.
I'll say. All right, take care. Take care, man. Good call. We got a lot of people in there. Yo, what's up, Mr.
Tommy.
Yo.
Tommy.
What? What'd I do? I feel like I did.
Listen, man. We've been around this motherfucker for what? Almost a decade now?
Yeah, pretty much.
If you think about it, remember all those 16 and 18 and, 17-year-old motherfuckers that you'd be like, man, you ain't really been through nothing. Man, listen, one day you're going to get through some life experience and you'll turn into a man or whatever.
We were wrong.
Buddy, this guy is how old is this guy? Do you think, homie? What I'm saying is, I think we've been around so long that now, these motherfuckers are grown up.
I think you're right.
They got beards. They're in, bro. They are not fucking around. Hey, listen, fuck you, man. Dude.
Oh man.
You think this is gonna happen now? It's not kids anymore. It's just grown adults.
I would like the stuff he says. Let's say I felt that way. Let's say I was really deeply hurt, right? As hurt as he was by. I would be afraid to say it, to embarrass myself. They don't have that. They don't have that. How old is DarkViperAU? That's what I want to know. Age.
Fuck, man.
You get ready for this. 33.
Oh, no shot, bro.
And that's the thing. I told my son yesterday, he was thinking, well, so-and-so's an adult, he's 19. And I said, no, he isn't. And I go, to be honest with you, I really wasn't an adult till I turned 30. Like mentally, right? This guy's 33. Right. I would never done that at 33. Never in a million years. Yeah, what up?
Dude, it's dude, man, dude.
I think he should be forced to shave his beard. Look, see, he's culturally appropriating masculinity.
Yeah, there's a lot of motherfuckers, that are online that they if you used to look a picture at him like I guess neck up.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, that's
a man.
He looks just like one of my buddies. And you hear him talk and you're like, bro, what the fuck is this?
Talking about, man?
They're just like, oh my god, this guy WillyMacShow, he just totally DM'd me about like 4 different things, and he didn't even listen to me. My feelings are hurt.
Yeah, I know. Like it'd be a shame to say that. And then he's like, I got picked on a lot in school. Did you?
No shit, buddy.
No shit, Sherlock.
Wait a minute. Tell me that story. I don't believe it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, dude, back in the day, even when Willie Mac was starting out, telling you, man, this was a motherfucker. I don't know if he's still in the chat. I still remember in times where I'm like, dude, I like the way you do shit because it's more like you're almost talking to the guy or whoever you're talking to while they're there. And you're just like, homie, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
You know, and he puts that, he injects that in his videos. I love that shit.
Yeah, he does it, and he also does it without being like hateful or angry. The angriest I thought he ever got was with what's his face? If anything, if I had to criticize, I think he needs to go back to that a little more. Kill him with kindness thing. He did fine, but the Mama Max thing, that was the first one he did that was actually kind of angry. Yeah.
Well, he did piss a lot of people off. Mama Max.
Yeah, he did. He pissed Willie off. It's very.
It's hard to get Willie mad.
I have seen those two greaseballs, Willie Mac and Diorio, like go at it over something, right? I mean, just go at. And Willie's like he's frustrating because Nick's emotional. Nick's more like me, right? And he's but Willie's like, hey, buddy, you want to go play some Fortnite after this? He never gets mad.
Dude, ask Willie. Dude, we used to sometimes we'll VC late at night, and then sometimes it'll be like a few of us or whatever. Everybody's working on videos or whatnot. Yeah. Something will happen, and Willie will be in there. I'll be in there. Nick will be in there. This is when Nick was like starting out, and then we'll just go back and forth. And then, Nick gets on his shit, but me and Willie were like more chill on it.
Yeah,
and because I don't know if Nick's probably gonna make a video or some shit, right? And he's trying to get hyped up for it, and we're just kind of like, I don't know, man. It don't seem like that big of a deal, or whatever, because it's just too laid back.
Yeah, I think part of it is Willie's half Italian. He's like literally down the line 50-50, half Irish, half Italian. So I think that gives him his jolly side. Plus, being a Midwesterner, he just doesn't sweat anything. That's what I think.
Yeah, because Nick brings almost that like DMX kind of vibe.
Yeah. He goes, he's trying to own your
real dog smell blood. And you're like, damn, dog, relax on me. Like, fucking chill, bro. And Willie's up in there like Biggie or something. Just chill vibes. He's just spitting it, like
I'll go to LA, no problem, man.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, let me take 2 more calls. Stick around though. Let's say Poofers, Jean-Pierre. What do you got? What do you got, buddy? Tommy C parody song?
Yeah, I got 2 things to show you.
Will I get clip? Will I get clip for this?
I don't think so because I used like an AI program.
Hold on, let me hear how close it is.
And the other thing
is, you can play a couple seconds of it first off. Okay.
Revving up, I hit the road. Yeah, the other thing I got to show you is Tipster admitting that
I hate this. I'm sorry. Anything else, Poofers?
well, click on the first thing that I sent you. It's Tipster admitting that he has saggy tits. It's great.
I could have told you that. Jesus Christ. They're not perky like they were when I was younger.
A while ago, today, somebody leaked a bunch of like my messages from Catboy Ranch. And
is this real? This can't be real.
It's real. No, it's real.
Oh,
it's real.
They're like making this huge deal about it, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, there's nothing problematic at all about any of these messages.
You aren't allowed. It's like you wouldn't be allowed to say something problematic like that in Catboy Ranch. They would yell at you.
I'd get fucking banned, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But, I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's nothing. So
who would admit? No, this is an optical thing. Knowing that there's stuff coming down the pike with that. Why would you say you were ever in there? So this doesn't sound too bad.
He already got caught.
In there.
There's screenshot. Yeah, he's already been caught in there.
You know one thing we haven't considered with Tipster?
But he's gay?
No. Well, well, you're kind of on this. Is he actually thinking about this? Does he have gender dysphoria? No one said that. They said he's an asshole.
What?
He said,
nah.
yeah, but
are you thinking?
I don't know about that. What is he doing in there, man? man.
I don't know about gender dysphoria. I think he's pansexual. I think he's attracted to trans women.
Oh, pansexual. It means you fuck. It means you want to fuck a pot and pan.
You want to fuck a girl with a dick?
I wonder.
I know what you mean, but damn,
maybe
there's this thread here.
He's an LA guy. He's an LA Latin. You're an LA Latin. How's that gonna go over in the hood?
Believe it or not, the hood not that tolerant.
There's a tweet or a message of me asking someone, "What's your persona?" Because I guess they I don't know. They probably said they were a furry, so I was like, "What's your persona?" Okay, who cares?
And all those attacks. Do you remember when he lost those Twitter accounts going after like furries and fucking maps?
Lollies and maps and yeah.
Now that makes more sense because I've said this before. I can't put him on a hand on why he did this. It makes no sense. Now I could see him as a YouTube because he is a YouTube fucking hanger on and what have you, jumping to a new up and coming trend. He's a trend hopper. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
But it's been a losing undertaking for him. So what's the rationale to continue forward?
Chicks with dicks.
I think
but this is AI, right?
No, this is not AI. This is
real.
This is a clip,
real.
Vega. Hey, look, that's your thing. Far be it from me live and let live, but it makes a lot more sense why you would just run into a fucking wall like this. It makes much more sense than you just wanted clout.
There's a message where Maeve, I remember this. Maeve was talking about.
I officially think he's transgender or wants to be.
Tits.
It's official. I think. I don't know, and I don't care. He's entitled to. But now, yes, I believe that now.
In Catboy Ranch, and I said, if it makes you feel any better, my tits look horrible too.
Why would that be sus? That's like clear.
Yeah. Thank you, Poofers.
Anytime, man.
Have a good one. Bye. Yeah, I think so.
Kind of weird. Oh my god.
Hi, Doopy Doo.
Hello.
What was that, dude?
I fucking forgot I had that on. My bad.
What's up, man?
Oh, not much, man. Dude, I've been watching you for a long ass time.
Oh, yeah?
This is like my second time calling. Yeah,
What's up? What's on your mind, brother?
Dude, this is kind of a passing comment that I heard on another stream from like Kiwi Tapes. Apparently, you and him have beef on like Twitter or some shit.
Kiwi Tapes, who's that?
Yeah, he's one of the people that like cover the lolcows.
No idea.
On YouTube.
Really? I have no beef with him. No, he is. I'm not saying that. Like, who is he? I'm not doing that. I have no idea who he is.
Are you sure? Wasn't it Snort Hogan you had a beef with?
Yeah. Well, I don't really have a beef with him either. He just doesn't like me. That's okay. That's like saying I have a beef with Destiny.
Someone told me Snort Hogan actually likes you. I don't know, like that. I didn't watch.
I have no idea. I don't know. I heard he doesn't like me. I mean,
what did this
he said I was being he said I was being an internet tough guy, and I wouldn't do that to anybody's face. And then he went on to be an internet tough guy himself. But I don't know. I have no beef with Snort Hogan or them. He has beef with me. You got to reciprocate for it to be a beef, right?
What's the QE Tapes guy saying, dude?
It was something like it had something to do with like the lolcow podcast. I can't remember exactly.
Was it on a video? Was it in a video?
It was on one of his streams, and they delete the stream and put it somewhere else. I don't know what the second channel is.
Tell you, I'm not trying to be a fucking I'm better than him guy. I have no idea who he is.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's fair. It's the truth. I really don't know. I'd say something bad about him if I could do it. I just don't know who the fuck he is. You know, it's like that moment when the Keemstar thought he pinned down Sargon. He goes, "Are you friends with Tommy C?" And Sargon's like, "Who's that?" That's my favorite moments in Sargon history. Who's Tommy C? I have no idea. No idea. I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue who he is. I'm sorry he doesn't like him. I hope he maybe if he gets a membership he'll change his mind.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, man. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care, guys.
Sure. You, Mr. Vega. I talked to my my editing guy. You guys got to hook up, man. You guys got to
Well,
hook up.
I don't really swing that way, but
No, well, you know what I'm saying. You gotta.
Oh, we got link up. Okay,
you gotta link up. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Link up sounds worse if you think about it. Yeah, dude. First of all, you have a similar type of vibe or energy. So first of all, I showed him his stuff, and he was blown away by the Trend Killer. By the way, because it's my personal favorite. Yeah. When you put a knife to a clown's head or something, what it is.
Yeah.
And I told him the circumstances, like, you didn't know any of us when you did it. You just did it. You know.
Yeah.
It's really cool stuff. Anyway, check out.
That was when you guys found me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a clown found you, and we were watching it. I don't want to blow too much smoke up your ass. He said the same thing everybody says when I show him your stuff. How is this guy not like completely exploded and blown up? It's luck. I think you've been very unlucky with the projects and stuff. When we kind of fucked you, and then the thing with Tom didn't last, and Nick. So you've had some bad luck. So maybe I don't know, man. I think this guy's pretty well connected. I think you should talk to him. I bet he'd have a lot of questions for you and stuff. He's a pretty good editor, from what I can see. And he does UFO stuff, so I think he's totally. You guys,
dude, I love UFO stuff.
Yeah, you like UFO? You do? Really?
You didn't hear the bands with bourbon? We're obsessed with that kind of shit.
Are you really?
Me and Grizz. A lot of me and the homies always talk about that shit.
Yeah.
Not like on some weird stuff.
It goes out. It goes
high
out.
talk.
You know my problem with that is, and a lot of UK military did it like 2010. They released all their files and stuff. It starts off like, yeah, I think there might be something to this, and then somebody gets abducted, and it sounds like bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it goes off the rails for me, and that's where I start to lose interest when it gets really fantastic. But somebody said to me, he goes, if you got kidnapped by aliens, that's pretty fantastic. Like, good point. That's probably not going to go the way you think it does.
Yeah.
So that's a really fair point. Well, let me call this. I'm gonna do a hang around in the voice SFTP Prime 1. So make sure you got all your shit together. And we can talk for at least a little while. It's not going to be real short tonight because it is 1:30 in the morning, but I do feel obligated to do it because I said so, and that's what you're paying for. Oatbag, Mexon, Ashley B, Billy Bones, Blue Jacket, Cody Grill, Everborn, Latchkey Goth Boy, Little Manly, and now the Mega Homies. That's quick. That is fun. And Reynolds Hughes, Tommy C's Cat, Trippy Savage, Irish, Janine, or Jenny. I bet I say her name wrong. She's my soccer server. And Pilkington, and that's all. And if you want to give me $10 a month, or I guess £8.50, I'll read your name off of every stream too. So all the best to everybody, and I'll see you in there in a little bit. Hopefully you come in and say hello. Don't be afraid to say hello. And of course, the people that talk to me on a daily basis, let people that don't ask questions and talk. You're welcome to be in there, but let the newbies in. Let the newbies in. Have a great one, everyone, and good.